Good morning and welcome to the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Chrysan. I don't know where to start, buddy. Just unbelievable. I mean, just I don't know what to say. I mean, that's the most incredible football game. That goes back to you hate to see somebody lose, but somebody has to lose. Unfortunately, LSU didn't get it done. And I normally don't say things like this, but the officiating was awful all night long, all season long. I mean, that 4th and 18, that should have been challenged. When they clocked the ball, it was an illegal formation, no flag down. That would have been a 10-second runoff ball game. I mean, but we can't split hairs over that. The bottom line, record books are going to be going crazy with points, plays ran, 7 overtimes, ties a record. Buddy, your thoughts?
Well, the most incredible football game that I think any of us over here at Scoreboards has seen. It was a fluctuation of emotions the whole night. I got over here and you know, I missed the strip and the score, and so it's tied up. And you think, man, this is going to be an extra game that could go into overtime. And lo and behold, there was so many. I want to watch the replay because so many things have happened. Look, you don't ever want to blame officiating, but it certainly got suspect at the end. But you know what? The bottom line is that Dave Aranda played a little bit like John Chavis tonight. And when you have a 3-man rush and you know you need to put pressure, that is going to irk a lot of people. Coach Hinsminger sat on it when they got a touchdown ahead. And so LSU played not to lose at times tonight, came back to bite them. But what an incredible game for those guys, and the output and the ups and downs and the emotions of the fans. But I want to see the replay, TK. I think everybody's still in shock a little bit.
Well, and before we go any further, you got to tip your hat to the effort of those football players on both teams. You know, the heart, the determination, the competitiveness, all of that you're supposed to have when you play college sports was on full display tonight. I mean, the coaches, the players, I mean, the managers, the trainers having to go out on the field for both teams. I mean, just an exhausting night, one they'll never forget. They'll talk about that forever. Unfortunately, again, LSU comes up a little bit short in a game that seemed to be in hand many times. But you know the old saying, it ain't over till it's over. And now it is over, but you really need to credit the LSU players, the A&M players. I think you credit everybody except the referees who had a bad night.
Well, you know, TK, you came to me as soon as they doused Ed Ogeron with the Gatorade, and you said, you know that happened with Guy Morris. But look, by the lay of the landscape, there's no doubt that LSU should have won this football game. Number one, their big tight end caught a ball. It was obvious that he took 2 steps forward. That should have been a fumble. They did not call it. Number two, when they did complete a pass down at the end of the game, they had an illegal formation. I mean, you could go on and on and on, but both teams, give them a lot of credit, TK. I think, though, when we watch the replay, we'll be able to take notes. A lot of incredible performances from Tigers. Jacoby Stevens and Terrence Alexander and all these guys that really played out their best games. And let's say something about Joe Burrow. If people weren't sold on the toughness of Joe Burrow, what a man that guy is, and you just have to applaud him. I think that, I don't know, TK, here's his stat. When's the last time LSU had a quarterback run 30 times in a game or 29 times in a game? So
maybe Carl Otis Trimble or somebody.
And I don't even think so, but it leaves LSU fans with such a bad taste in their mouth, because at the end of the game, you could see. Now, look, folks, we got to point this out. There was a play on 4th down and an obvious an unfair spot. LSU had a timeout.
They had to call that.
Ed Ogeron's got to call that timeout and say, review it. Jimbo Fisher did it earlier in the game and had it. So there were a lot of mistakes made, players, coaches, referees. But what a classic game that we just saw. And unfortunate that I have to say that I did the barbecue and the brownies, and that usually brings the good luck. But Texas has got more money than Louisiana. And folks, if you don't know what home cooking is, that was some pretty good home cooking that they got. But look, disappointed that Aranda was not more aggressive. LSU fans have seen enough of that three-man rush crap, okay? And that's what it is. On the other hand, when Ensminger had the lead with 7 points in 2.5 minutes, the play calling left a lot to be desired. If you play not to lose, it happens. And you told me, once the Gatorade bath came, you said, Guy Morris.
Can't do that.
But what an incredible game. And you know what? For the young kids that are watching and
how
saw
do they
this,
stay awake?
Oh, they stayed away. Trust me. My phone. I've never had this many messages during a game. But you'll never see one like that again. It's a shame that the Tigers were on the losing end of it, though.
Phone lines 225-831-1029. Text message area code 504-689-9246. Facebook Live is going. We're going to keep up with that as well. Just an unbelievable night. And we got a lot of calls to get to, a lot of text messages. We're going to start right now with Frank in Baton Rouge. Frank, you're on the postgame show.
TK and Buddy, how y'all tonight?
Hey, Frank, good, man. How about you?
I'm a little hacked on, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, both teams played a hell of a game. I think what hurt them when their defensive backs got hurt late in overtime. That put a little wrench in it. So, I don't know. It is what it is. They tried, and they didn't make it.
Oh, they played their hearts out. They left it on the field, to quote another old saying there. But, you know, so did A&M, and just the way it ended, A&M was on top by 2 points. But, you know, it's disappointing because it's not the 10th win. It's probably not a New Year's Six Bowl now. We'll wait for that announcement. That'll come on December 2nd, a week from, I guess, is it Sunday yet? You know, Sunday, December 2nd. The bowl slot will be announced for LSU. But Frank, I mean, we could slice and dice this thing a million ways, and it just didn't work out for the Tigers at the end.
Help LSU's recruiting the way they played.
What's that?
You think this is going to help LSU's recruiting the way they play?
Yeah, they're having a good year, Frank. But look, here's one of the things that's going to really irritate the living heck out of LSU fans. And just off the top right now, I saw 7 or 8 major faux pas bad calls. And the SEC office is not going to admit to one of them. They never do it.
Well, you did not deny the illegal formation when they clocked the ball. Okay, there's pictures of it all over Twitter,
the fumble,
and Facebook.
The bad
it was
spot.
An illegal formation, and they didn't get it right.
Well, that running back
and that's not judgment.
To the side, that was illegal motion right there, and they didn't even call that.
Exactly, when Divinity pointed to the guy. You know, I mean, again, it's been a bad year for SEC officiating all the way back to early in the year. The targeting calls, not just Devin White's, but others on other players on other teams. The non-targeting calls that occurred sometimes all year long. There have been questionable calls. South Carolina had a really bad call. That Bama-Mississippi State game had some questionable calls. And, you know, I don't think Greedy Williams interfered with that guy tonight in the end zone when they dropped that flag, and then he got the unsportsmanlike conduct for barking at the ref. I don't think that was interference, but, you know, the flag was thrown.
But what a game, Frank, and I don't think any of us.
Game. I mean, I was cussing 1 minute and yelling the next. It had my adrenaline going. I will say that. And I'm going to let y'all go. And
thank you, buddy.
Just here talking to y'all.
All right, man. Good talking to you. Let's go to who's up next?
I'm trying to fix the screen, buddy.
Okay.
We had a couple of issues. Let's go to Bill in Gonzales. Bill, you're on the postgame show.
Oh, man. I can just follow up what Frank said. Cussing 1 minute, yelling, go Tigers the next. Look, guys, y'all hit most of the main points. I think we had the officiating crew that was at Vanderbilt last week that stole that game from LSU. And, buddy, you're right. They ain't going to admit to nothing. But when they replayed that interception in the fourth quarter and said that Kelly Mond's knee was down, He went to a knee, but that ball was bobbling. He lifted his knee and picked up the ball in both hands, so therefore that blue pass that was picked off should have stood. And everything else y'all have said I agree with. I think that they should have put more pressure on. Another thing is, I think Burrow tried to do too much tonight, and the only blame I got on the Tigers the whole game, besides not enough pressure on the quarterback, is that when they had the ball before the knee pass that was intercepted with about, a minute and a half to go or something like that, the Tigers had the ball with, 2.5 or 2:40 something?
Yep.
And they had a chance to get a first down, A&M, at both their timeouts, and they knew A&M was going to pressure the quarterback. Why not quick pitch? I mean, Edwards-Helaire got fast feet. Fournette's brother was running with a full head of steam tonight, and it's like, just get the first down, run the clock, we win the ball game. Other than that, I saw more holding in this game than I did in the Alabama game by A&M, and nothing was called on them. And that interference in the end zone in one of the overtimes, I forget the number now, I think it was the 6th overtime, it was a thing, in my mind, both players made contact. And maybe y'all can fill me in on this. I know in the NFL they got the 5-yard rule where you can contact each other, and A&M had the ball on like they're on 2, you know? So,
yeah, well, the only thing I disagree with that you said, Bill, is that I thought Joe Burrow played his butt off, and I don't think he tried to do too much. I think he tried to lead LSU to a victory. Now, look, we know that Coach Ensminger was leaning on him a little bit too much, but the play calling with 2.5 minutes left in the game was atrocious. And that is playing not to lose. And that's why so many people criticize Coach Ensminger. And then Dave Aranda gives us a double, triple, quadruple dose of John Chavis with the frickin' prevent defense. You're on 4th down, and I know you got to mix it up, but send the kitchen sink. He didn't do that. So look, a lot of errors, but what an incredible game. And I don't think TK.
Can I get one more comment in, guys?
One more, and then we got to get rolling.
Go ahead.
I'm seeing an incredible game here. You know, the way I look at this, LSU's beaten A&M like 6 or 7 straight times, counting that Cotton Bowl.
7 in a row.
And it took 7 overtimes for these A&M people to beat the Tigers. So that I can live with.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. All right, we got to get to a break. T-Bone in Denham Springs. You'll be up when we return. Phone calls, text messages, 7 overtimes. Tigers come up 2 points short. We'll keep talking about it. We're at Scoreboards, where a little later today, well, it's not quite Sunday yet, but Sunday there's an all-day barbecue. You can get a plate. You can get all you can eat, chicken, sausage, ribs, potato salad, beans, the bread pudding. You got to get the bread pudding here. It's outstanding. A couple people with their thumbs up right now on the bread pudding. The great thing to do is connect on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Connect with Scoreboards like you've connected with Pelican Broadcasting. We're back with more conversation here. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Krysan, the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Stay with us.
Text hubby. Can't wait for tonight. Where are we meeting?
Tonight? Date night? Oh. Find sushi restaurant.
Let's try wasabi sushi.
Route to sushi.
The destination is on your left.
Play our song.
Pioneer in-dash systems with Apple CarPlay. Get yours installed today at your local Mesa retailer.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis. not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Desire in your eyes, but you can't keep it in your heart. 'Cause misery loves company. 'Cause misery loves company. Cold and hungry like a dog in the street. I get a raw deal every.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. Well, it is Sunday morning now. We'll see you at scoreboards when they open at 11 a.m. LSU falls 74-72, 7 overtimes. That ties a record. There have been several other games go 7 overtimes, including 2 involving Arkansas back in the early 2000s. The points, the plays ran, a lot of records are going to enter the record books tonight. All right, he's been holding for a little bit. Let's go to T-Bone in Denham Springs. T-Bone, you're on the post-game show.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, T-Bone, what's up?
Well, what you think about the game? I thought it was an exciting game. I've never seen 7 overtimes before.
The only time I ever saw it, I think Ole Miss.
Arkansas, Ole Miss.
And Ole Miss, but nobody had any emotion.
And that was like a year or two into when they started the overtime. And that's when you didn't have the automatic go for 2 once you got to the 3rd overtime. That game and a game between Ole Miss, Arkansas, and somebody else a few years later, Vanderbilt, I believe, sparked the rule where you had to go for 2.
T-Bone, I think it's a shame that one of the teams had to lose. I also think that it's a shame that there were so many controversial calls. The phone was blowing up. Why wasn't the catch fumble reviewed? I think Coach O should have been aware that he can call a timeout. He did have 1 timeout left, and he would have made them go up.
Did he have a challenge? I'm just asking. I don't know.
It doesn't matter, though. If he'd have called timeout, they would have probably looked at it.
He pointed upstairs, but they didn't say nothing.
But it looked like the ref went and talked to him, and I thought maybe he was out of challenges, not timeouts.
And look,
we'll have to get clarification. I'm not 100% certain.
I can tell you this, T-Bone, on the spike, Texas A&M had an illegal formation.
They had 6 guys in the backfield.
And
they sure did.
You can sit there and go on and on and on, but you've got to finish the game and put the hammer down. And once again, when LSU was up 7 with 2.5 minutes, you can't call plays like that, T-Bone.
Right. Well, I thought the officiating was horrible, as usual.
It was. It was absolutely horrible. Look, Texas A&M, this is why we were screaming for them to send more than 3. They were holding so much with their offensive line, it was unbelievable.
There was a lot of holding.
And they wouldn't call it no holding.
Now, I would just say this, T-Bone. If that would have been Alabama playing Texas A&M, we'd have been long gone home and in bed by now. Okay? But, hey, the SEC and that stanky Greg Sankey, whatever his name is.
Sankey.
He's skanky, he's stanky, and he's everything that's wrong about the SEC. Matt Austin was horrific tonight. Man. He was horrible as a referee tonight. And you know what? They're not going to admit one wrong call in this game. Not one. Go ahead, T-Bone.
You don't have your sunglasses on tonight, buddy.
No, I do not. I'm not wearing them anymore.
They on his hat, though.
Yeah.
It was good talking to you. Y'all have a good
Okay, bro.
Thank you, T-Bone. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, again, this thing's going to get talked about for a while. Of course, we've got Jordy, Buddy, and I on the local radio all week on 9, 10 a.m. You don't want to miss that. We're going to have some TV shows here on Tuesday and Wednesday. Connect on social media to get all that information. But we're at Scoreboards, 10655, 10655, Coursey Boulevard, Baton Rouge, between Sherwood Forest and Airline. Let's go to Troy. He's in Lafayette. Troy, you're on the postgame show.
Hey guys, I tell you what, I'm hurting tonight after watching that game. I tell you what, it was very disappointing. I don't know what to say other than, do you think we could bring the United Nations in to oversee the SEC officials so that we have some kind of fairness in this process?
Could you imagine?
Well, they've had a bad year, okay? They really have, okay? And they had a bad night tonight. There's no question about that. And, you know, I've talked for a couple of years now how the skill of these players, Troy, has passed up these, you know, referees who are 54 years old and they sell insurance or they're financial guys, whatever they do, and they get on a treadmill a couple times a week, then they try to come run with these athletes. It's worse than the NFL, try to run with them. And I just think the game is too skilled and fast for the refs that are out there, and that's what leads to a lot of mistakes. Example, the illegal formation on the clock. Everybody's scrambling. They know that's 3 seconds. They know they're going to try to clock. Everybody in the country knew what was about to happen, and the refs are trying to get in position and forgot to look to see if the formation was legal or not, and it was not. So, you know, I don't know the answer. And, you know, they're going to say full-time refs. I don't even know if that's the answer. I mean, these kids are so skilled and talented. It's unbelievable. If you've never been on a sideline for a game, you wouldn't believe it if you were standing down there, how big, fast, and strong these guys really are.
Tommy, you're exactly right. I mean, they are fast. They're great athletes, but it's a shame that you've got 8 individuals who take the opportunity to win a football game out of these kids' hands, and they take it in their whistles, and they miss the calls, and it's a shame. I mean, it's sad.
Okay, and I'm gonna get it that calls are gonna get missed, but that's why you have replay to go and correct the calls that are missed. That was a fumble, I thought. Guy caught the ball, 1 foot, 2 foot, ball comes out. I thought it should have been ball game because you know that would have been it. Is that when the premature Gatorade bucket thing went? Okay,
I think that was it.
Okay,
but here's the thing.
Because I was yelling at Williams to get his butt on the ground and quit running around where he might fumble it back.
But here's the thing that's going to really irritate you, Troy. The SEC, and I watch this all over the country, when the Big Ten and the Big 12 and everybody else has screw-ups with officials, they suspend them and they don't let them work the next week, and they actually call them on the carpet. The SEC will not do one thing, and it's interesting, Matt Austin was the head referee against the Alabama game, LSU Alabama, and they generally alternate these referees, and that was just highway robbery tonight. But look, What an incredible game. And I don't think my heart has ever gone through a game where 1 second you think, oh, the exhilaration, they're going to win, and then the next thing, how about all those two-point conversions? But, I mean, come on, Coach Aranda, you're worth every penny at 2.5, but I think Ed Orgeron was busting a vein because they were back in that prevent defense, and the same thing with Coach Hinsming and Coach Aranda. When you play the prevent defense and offense, what's it do?
You end up, it bites you. Now, well, I think the Pac-12 fired a ref during the season this year. And you know what happens when you fire a ref during the season? You get the attention of all the other refs, okay? Anything else, Troy?
Well, I agree with Buddy. Look, I love Dave A., but I tell you what, I think Dave owes us some money back tonight. I agree with you, Buddy.
Well, it's just, and look, you had to know that's what Coach O was going over about. But look, I hope that all of the negativity with the officiating and the bad calls and all that doesn't take away from the incredible performance that we just all witnessed. And look, I don't know how many years I got left. TK, you either.
Oh no, I'm good to go.
We're not going. We're not going to see.
I'm going nowhere.
We're not going to see one like this anymore in my lifetime, Troy.
I hope not. I hope not. Hey, go Tigers. Go
okay,
Tigers.
Buddy.
Thank you, Troy. I want to give a tip of the hat to Carl, the Cat, and Brian for hanging with us here.
Good to see you
Hey,
guys.
they're having fun at school, boys. Been here the whole game. All right, James in Lafayette. James, you're on the post-game show.
All right. It's always good to talk to you guys. Listen, I'm going to start with this. Is Coach O going to fight for this team or not? I'm talking about in regards to refs calls.
You're talking about on when they had the bad spot, and yeah, he should have called timeout and made the guy look upstairs. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about with several of the calls that were really close, that could have gone either way. I want Coach O to get mad and fight for LSU.
I think he did.
I'm not seeing it.
No, the camera's not always on him, but several times he's sprinting down the goal line to get a timeout in, and I think he was more animated tonight than he's been all year, in my opinion.
Well, maybe so, but
and he kept, when they were coming off some of the overtimes, he was telling them, keep playing, guys, you can do this. When they had that fourth down, you can do this, I mean, I think he fought for his team.
I thought he fought for his team, but he wasn't perfect. And when we found out later that he had a timeout, he should have burned the timeout and said, Matt Alston, you cheating, you know what? Look upstairs and review the play. Now you were looking at Bruce Feldman and other national
Bruce Feldman's a national writer of a Fox.
Everybody around the country was wondering why these calls weren't reviewed, and it gives once again a bad perception of SEC officiating.
And that play with Harris and Bama game against Mississippi State should have been reviewed. I mean, and I'm sure it's happened to Florida, even Arkansas, who's 0-8 in league play. They probably think they had some missed calls as well. It's been a bad year for officiating. I mean, it happens, and you hate to see it happen at crucial times of the game, as both of these teams were busting their butts and just battling their tails off.
I think that's what, James, that's what leaves everybody with such an empty feeling and a bad craw in their belly, is that, look, if there was not so many controversial calls, and if A&M had done it legitimately, then you shake their hand and say, hey, congratulations, you won. But I guarantee you, once we watch this on ESPN Classic and the SEC Network and all the other areas that are going to show this, we will see 7 or 8 egregious, blatant screw-ups by this crew, and it just leaves you with a bad feeling, because that wouldn't have happened to Georgia or Alabama. And until LSU gets on the upper ring again, then you're going to get screwed like you got tonight.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. The illegal formation when they clocking the ball, that's a game changer. Because if you call the illegal formation, LSU wins.
Yep.
Okay? Because there's a runoff on the clock.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. There's only 3 before they tried to clock the ball. So, we can talk about pass interference. We can talk about holding. we can talk about a lot of things, but when there's an illegal formation, okay, clean as day, there's 6 people in the backfield. That's against the rules. That call is a game changer because it directly affected the outcome of the game.
Now, James, if you
But
could.
I do want to say what Buddy said, 7 or 8. Buddy said it, 7 or 8 calls. I mean, I watched that game close. That's a lot of freaking calls. And they are all going against LSU. Like close calls, all of them went against LSU. All kinds of things, you know, different kind of calls, knee being down, whatever, sideline calls, a lot of calls. They all went against LSU. Coach O has got to step up. He's got to blow his top. Coach O got to be on the sideline and blow his top and say, I'm not going to take this no more. Before it gets to be where it's 7 or 8 calls. I'm going to say that right now, and I'm going to say one other thing, and I'm going to let you guys go. The first half, and the second half wasn't much better, but it was a little bit better. What? We ain't got no running backs, man. We got no running backs. We got no running offense at all. So it's all just Burrow running the ball. That's our rushing offense. Come on, man.
Well, you know, Fournette ran hard. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the best running back, but what do I know?
Yep.
You know, Brissett ran hard in spots. The line struggled in spots, but
offensive line got killed in the first half,
James. Let's run the football. We got to run the football a little bit.
Well,
we weren't even trying in the first half.
But they were getting killed.
Sad.
Look, I'm going to give Coach Insminger credit. He threw the ball on first down a bunch, and you know, everybody knows I'm a big proponent of that. But you'd get in second and 1 or 2, and then you'd read option and give it to Brissett, and you'd lose 3, so then you'd be at 3 at 3rd and 5. The running game, the line just got destroyed in the first half, and they did a much better job.
It's that bad. We were a 10-2 team coming on. It's that bad with our running game? Come on.
Well, look, let me just ask you this, James. Who had the better running backs? I mean, come on. Travion Williams is much better than anything LSU's got now. You got to admit that.
I know, but I mean, it's not so much I'm talking about our backs, but our ability to run the ball behind our line. I just thought, it's almost like we're giving up on it. It's that bad? We're giving up on it?
Well, I tell you this: if you go back once I think everybody reviews this game, you're going to go back to so many plays, and it's hard to break down all of it. But when you got somebody up, you're 7 points up, and you got 2.5 minutes, and you call those plays to try to win the game, that's the result that you got.
All right, James.
Well, I love talking to you guys.
Okay, buddy.
All right, bunch of y'all are trying to call the text message line. That doesn't work, okay? Give us a call at 225-831-1029. The number's on the TV screen right now. You Facebook people, it's 225-831-1029. It's the main number at Scoreboards. If you go to the Scoreboards Facebook page, you'll see the phone number on there. The text message line is area code 504-689-9246. Don't forget Scoreboards tomorrow or later today, open at 11 a.m. Barbecue all day, tailgating barbecue. Saints don't play, but they'll have NFL on. I'm sure there'll be a replay of LSU and A&M on some channel, as many people called it the Instant Classic. But you can get a plate of the barbecue. You can get the all-you-can-eat. Kids eat half price. They're family-friendly here at Scoreboards. So check them out. 10655 Coursey Boulevard between Sherwood Forest and Airline. Connect on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're back with phone calls, text messages as we continue from Scoreboards, the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Mm-hmm. Told you.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website, visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone. Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with the post-game show coming up a little over 10 minutes. Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, followed by Ronnie Rance with a report from the stadium in College Station. That is, if he's still awake. Let's go to Jimbo in Baton Rouge. Jimbo, you're on a post-game show.
Jimbo.
Hello, Jim. Go ahead.
Come on, Jimbo.
Guys, question. That's from Jonathan Giles. Is that a key issue for the game, son?
Say that again.
This from Jonathan Giles.
Jonathan Giles. Dropped the punt, led to an A&M touchdown.
Major game changer.
That led to an A&M short field and a touchdown. A lot of people wondering what he's doing back there, but they ran him right back out there, and he didn't make any mistakes again after that. But all that tells me is he's the best they got for catching punts.
Jimbo, that's one of the disconcerting things when you talk about special teams. They have been appreciably improved, but LSU has, without a doubt, the worst punt returning situation, not in the conference, but in the country. And you cannot tell me with 85 scholarships, Jimbo, they can't find somebody better. It completely took the momentum of the game. The good thing about it for Jonathan Giles, Jimbo, and TK is that there's so many other things happen that people are not going to talk about it. But it changed the momentum. He's had struggled all year judging the football in the air. At times he's caught it at the 5-yard line, the 2-yard line, whatever. The fact that Greg McMahon has not put somebody else back there shows a very, very bad job. And it took less 3 years to find Patrick Peterson. But when you look at all the punt returners, and no disrespect to this kid, this is the worst punt returning I've ever seen in LSU history. And to put him back out there after the fumble goes to show you they're not confident that anybody can fair catch or catch the punt, Jimbo, besides 12.
That's what I watched the other. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I watched the man is. That was not a good call. It was horrible.
Yeah, that didn't work. Hey, we appreciate it, Jimbo.
Thank you, Jimbo.
Thank you. Let's go to Ron in Baton Rouge. Ron, you're on a post-game show.
Well, thank you for taking my call.
Good morning, Ron.
Look, what are they going to do with the contracts?
Of who?
Ogeron.
Ogeron's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but are they going to give him an extension, or are they going to roll it over? What, they're going to let it stay the same?
I don't know the answer to that. I do know he'll be the coach next year.
He's got 3 years left after this year, Ron, and there has been some word on the street that him and Oliva would get 2 more years. Oliva's contract is up next June 30th, well, maybe 2019, 2020. He's coming up. But that's an interesting thing, TK, because coaches and the agents all say, hey, I want my guy to have 5 years so that if I go recruit you and you come here, even if you redshirt, you play with me. So it's going to be the talk of the town here, but it sounds like you certainly aren't in favor of it.
No, I don't want to get no more than the 3 years they got. I can see, keep him with 3 years, but nothing more than that. Because I don't think this bunch will get us to the promised land.
Well, they're 9-3. That's more wins than most people thought they would have, including myself. I was inaccurate back in August when I said they'd win 6. If they got lucky, they'd win 7. Well, they won 9, and anything could have happened tonight in a 7 overtime game. And they still have a chance to win a 10th game because they will go to a bowl game. We just don't know which one yet.
Yeah, Rob.
So, Orgeron's not going anywhere. Okay? Now, other coaches on the staff, we'll see if anything happens there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think at this time, Ron, that is the pressing issue. I think the pressing issue is...
Get offensive linemen. Get defensive linemen.
But how did you lose this game? You got to break down all the things, and Jimbo made a good point. And look, I hope everybody realizes that we don't denigrate or criticize players and take personal shots at anybody. But seriously, why you've had Jonathan Giles back over there the whole year?
Because they don't have anybody better.
Well, they gave Johnson Kirkland.
In my opinion, they don't have somebody that they think is better and they're just saying, Giles, go out there. No coach does that. The coach is putting, McMahon's a special teams coach. He's putting him out there because he thinks that's the best guy to catch the ball. Number one, catch the ball. That's the first objective of a punt returner. And then two, I don't know if he can outrun me, but he is faster than me. So, I mean, that tells me they don't have anybody else that they have confidence in. They got to have a second-team punt returner because what if Giles blows out a hamstring?
Well, they had
trying to go east-west. I don't know, but
they had Jontre Kirkland. They put him in, and he fumbled one, and then they never gave him a chance. They've got another punt returner that's better than Jonathan Giles. They just have not identified him, and that is on
it's 12 games. I mean, how long do you need to identify?
And that's on coaching. That's what I'm saying. That's a double P job with punt returners. And poor is the second word. You can figure out the first
Buddy's
one.
on a roll. I like it. He's being spicy. The spicy Bud man.
Pitiful. Absolutely pitiful, Ron.
I got one other thing I'd like to say.
Go ahead.
I would like to see him get a new offensive line coach, and I'd recommend Kevin Mawai, who played the pro football for so long.
Well, you know, there was some issues with Mawai with the previous staff. He's currently employed by Arizona State. You never say never, but I just don't think that's going to happen.
Well, now look, James Craig's in his first year, and he's got a bunch of big uglies coming in that are all 340 and 350. But Ed Ingram really put a fly in ointment when he got suspended. Brumfield got hurt. Sadiq Charles got hurt. I think they'll be okay and be better there. Let's give this guy a little chance. But like TK said, Kevin Mawai, look, I don't think that's you can't put all of that blame on a first-year coach. But once again, we had mentioned this. A lot of drops tonight, Ron. A lot of drops.
A&M's got a one-year coach.
Well, yeah, we understand. We understand.
Well, they're 8-4. They're going to go to a bowl game, and that'll be considered progress because for so long A&M, you know, would start the year off and then fade down the stretch. Well, this win, snapping the 7-game losing streak to LSU. A&M's happy as a lark tonight.
Yeah, they should be. They stole one.
Yeah, they know they got lucky. All right, Ron.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, real quick, James in Lafayette. You're on a post-game show.
I love this show. I love TK. I love Buddy. But TK, I got to disagree with you, man, on this. We got to have something better than our punt return situation.
Well, then why is that not? Why is that person not out there?
I know what you're saying, but listen, if somebody just went out there and caught fair catches the whole time, they would be better than this. This is really bad. I mean, okay, it's not only that the big fumble. There's times where he catches the ball. Look, there was another time where he caught the ball.
Yep.
There was nobody within 10 yards of him.
Yeah, there was a time when he fair catch when he should not have.
And this has been going on all year long. That's what I'm saying, James. They should have identified somebody else because, and once again, I'm not trying to personally attack Jonathan Giles, but if you look at punt returning for the whole season, this is the worst that I've ever seen in 30 years of covering LSU football.
All right, James, we got to get rolling. I appreciate it.
Hold on. What?
It's horrible.
All right, James, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, don't forget scoreboards on Sunday. Going to have the all-day tailgate and barbecue. You can get a plate of chicken, sausage, ribs, potato salad, beans, half price for the kids, family friendly here at Scoreboards. I want you to come check it out on Sunday. 2 TV shows on Tuesday. Sports Update with Kate at 12 noon. The Roger Kadar Show at 3 o'clock. Tigers Roar Wednesday night. And coming soon, we got to tip our hat to the Southern Jaguars, who snapped a 3-game losing streak to Grambling. They win the Bayou Classic today. They will play in the SWAC Championship game Saturday, December 1 at Alcorn against Alcorn. Roman Banks, Overtime with Roman Banks TV show coming soon to Scoreboards. We should have some more information in the coming days on that. It's going to be here in a week or two. We just got to get with Coach Banks on that. Tip of the hat to Nichols for winning a playoff game tonight. ULL wins their division in the Sun Belt. Tulane wins and becomes bowl eligible. Wow, lots of stuff happening, but the Tigers lost. We're going to now take a break, come back with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, get his observations and analysis. Stay with us. You're watching the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Why are they...
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Remember what these trips were like before you put the screens in the back seats?
I don't want to think about it.
Are we there yet? I'm hungry. Where are we?
Go, go, go. That game should keep them occupied.
Oh, yeah. Dad.
Oh, in your face. Don't make me get back there.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Live and play on your special day at Greystone. Create lasting memories in our newly remodeled reception hall at Greystone Country Club. For reservations and information, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. 7 overtimes. LSU goes down 74-72. We're now joined by Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Brian, good morning. And what did Coach O have to say after the game?
Well, you know, he was obviously very upset with some of the calls by the officials. And really, he continued to go over and over and over to the play on the spike, because he didn't think the 1 second should have been put back on the clock. now, you know, and he said that there's no way, there should have been 1 second on the clock and they shouldn't have had time to spike the ball. So I know I saw one replay that they were running it down, and it looked like when the ball was out of his hands, there was 1 second left. So, and now there's certainly some still photos that it was an illegal formation. So, you know, look, in a game that's going to go 7 overtimes, there's going to be all kinds of crazy plays that happen. Now, you know, just look at Delpit's interception. You know, that's bad luck because Mond's knees hit the ground, so the interception got taken away. Now, the other thing is, if the play is called dead, you know, if Mond is called down, the clock's going to keep running.
Correct.
So, I mean, so more time would have run off even there. So, people are talking about the 4th and 18 pass. That was a television mistake because I went back and checked the play-by-play. They only needed to get to the 43 for a first down. The TV line was at the 41. So that was, they got enough for the first down. They got enough for the first down on that play. So the officials they got that call right.
Anything on the fumble down inside the 5?
No, and again, I don't know how, you know, why was it not stopped from the booth right away? You know, maybe there's a chance that you know, the booth didn't get a good enough view right away to stop to call for a review. So I don't know what happened on that one.
Any other comments by Coach Orgeron, Brian?
No, he was, you know, as you can expect, you know, he was very, you know, whoever was going to lose this game was going to be very frustrated. You know, that's certainly the case here. Now let's go and look at the game. Let's take all the craziness out of the officials' calls and everything. And what did we learn tonight about the game? Well, Joe Burrow was fantastic.
Yes.
He put the team on his shoulders and tried to will them to win. You know, his running was very important. Defensively, in regulation, I thought Devin White was spectacular.
Yes.
You know, his strip to lead to Michael Divinity's run for the touchdown, which was, you know, if LSU wins the game, that play is as important as anything. And White played great in regulation. I thought Jacoby Stevens played very well, though he got beat once in overtime by the tight end Sternberger for a touchdown. But I think that what showed up tonight was both Kerry Vincent and Terrence Alexander were getting picked on in the overtime by taller receivers. And I think that was the thing. And look, LSU twice or once in the 5th overtime, it's 4th and goal at the 6. Make one stop there, and you win the game, and they couldn't do it. And then in the 7th overtime, the touchdown there comes on a 3rd and 15 pass from the 17-yard line. And Davis was wide open on that touchdown. You know, was wide open. And obviously on the winning two-point conversion, there was confusion there because you had two A&M receivers in the same area and both were open. Either one of them could have caught the ball.
Yeah, Brian, don't forget the big momentum change in the game, too. Jonathan Giles, who has struggled this year. And I think it's obviously a lack of confidence, but LSU was going pretty good and scored, and I guess they had tied it up and then had a 3-and-out, and then he fumbled that ball, right around the 20, 25, and that hurt him a lot. And TK and I have been having some spirited conversation. Are you telling me that LSU, which has been in the top 10 all year long after the first couple of weeks, does not have a better punt returner than number 12?
Buddy, all I can say is I guess not, because you know, you certainly know we have been there on Thursdays and they have practiced. We see other guys back there catching punts. But every week, you know, it's Giles that goes back out there. So the only thing I can say is that he's better than the other guys they put back there.
Well, Look, you and TK can buy that. I say that they have not coached somebody up. And later on in the game, the fact that they put him back up there after the fumble, then he also had about 8 yards of green space, and Fair caught it. The guy's been snake bit all along. I'm going to continue to say it. It's the worst punt returning I've ever seen in 30 years of following LSU. They have literally no threat, and it cost them dearly with momentum tonight. Also, a lot of questions, Brian. LSU's up 7. Ensminger lays on it and didn't even try to get the first down. And then Dave Aranda had a lot of 3-man rush late with the prevent defense. I'm telling you, the natives are going to be talking about this one for weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be, yes. But you know, this is just it's just one of these games that LSU's never played in. Well, I guess LSU has played in. They played 2 others and got beat both times.
2 triple overtime games in the national championship year. They lost to
both years,
Kentucky and Arkansas in triple overtime. Right. That's when Les Miles said we're the only team in the nation undefeated in regulation.
That's right. And that helped get them in the playoffs.
It did.
Championship game.
Well, but we got to add this, Brian. Joe Burrow did put his team on his back, and I tell you what, that's the best we've seen him run. He was making cutbacks. He was taking hits. Did a phenomenal job. LSU had some drops as per the course, but what an incredible game, Brian. I mean, we should be sleeping by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, it's, like I said, you know, we have watched some of these long games that other teams have had, and I can remember the 2 7 overtime games that the SEC had prior tonight, Arkansas against Ole Miss, and trying to think who the other one was against.
Arkansas and Vanderbilt.
No, it wasn't Vanderbilt. I'm trying to think who the other one was. It was Ole Miss was one. I don't remember who the other one was. But, you know, it's, you know, it's unfortunate how the things came out, but, you know, and what makes it worse, you know, you know, the streak ends against A&M, but, you know, LSU is probably, you know, not going to go to the Sugar Bowl now. Now, I guess there's an outside chance would be if Georgia upsets Alabama, then both Georgia and Alabama would probably be in the first 4. So, but I don't know if LSU will now be ahead of Florida.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Final question, Brian. Where does this put LSU in the CFP on Tuesday, and what is the most likely bowl destination at this time?
Well, I don't think that, look, they just don't have enough teams to pass them up. So I still think they're going to be in a New Year's 6 bowl game, because I just don't. I don't think LSU is going to drop very far losing this game. You know, LSU has to drop below 11. They have to have 5 teams that are below them today to pass them up for them not to go to a New Year's 6 bowl game. And I just don't know. I just don't think they're 5 teams.
Yeah.
So now I don't necessarily think LSU will go to the Sugar Bowl now.
Right.
I don't think they'll be the highest rated SEC team, because I think there's a good chance. You know, I don't know if Florida will be ahead of them. I'm saying that. I'm not sure that Florida will be ahead of them.
If Georgia beats Bama, LSU can still go to the Sugar Bowl, because Bama's going to be in the top 4.
Right. Well, and then it comes to between LSU and Florida, whichever one of those 2 teams is rated higher.
Right.
So,
right now, that's last Tuesday it was LSU.
Right. Right. It was LSU was 7, and I think Florida was 12.
Right.
So I mean, there was a big gap there. But so I think LSU is still going to go to a New Year's 6 bowl game. I think Florida is going to go to 1. When you look at it, they're going to try to match up geographically. So I don't think they're going to send Florida all the way to Phoenix. I think they'll send Florida to Atlanta. So I think LSU is going to go to Phoenix to play somebody.
All right, Brian, it was Arkansas-Kentucky in that other 7 overtime game. I looked that one up. That was 03. Okay. 01, it was Arkansas-Ole Miss. Brian, tell us what's happening at TigerBait.com, Will Wade's Hoops team, and recruiting, early signing period less than a month away.
Right. So we'll have all the latest in recruiting as we come down to the December signing date. And, now next week we'll start wrapping up the regular season in football. They'll be off for a couple weeks before they come back for bowl game. And then, like you said, basketball will start heating up now.
Thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate it.
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay, guy.
We'll take a break, come back, connect with Ronnie Rance, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. He's in College Station. He'll join us after that. We'll get time for a call or a text message or two. We're at Scoreboards, where it's all-day tailgate and barbecue Sunday. It's actually Sunday now, but open 11 a.m. Stop by, bring the family, and you will truly enjoy it. And get the bread pudding for dessert. Trust me on that one. Get the bread pudding for dessert. We're back with Ronnie Rance after this pause. From Scoreboards, it's the Pelican Sports Postgame Show.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website, visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We continue with the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. Let's go to College Station. Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation was in a somber locker room after the game. Ronnie, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Foster Moreau, I know you said the locker room was a little bit odd, as can be expected. Tell us about talking with Moreau and Cushenberry and anything else that you got from the locker room at Kyle Field.
Yeah, this was tough. I mean, it's always tough in college sports to interview players after a loss, but this takes the cake. But talking to Cushenberry and Moreau, two of the leaders of this team, you know, they basically said, hey, this is unlike anything, obviously, that they were ever a part of. They both praised their team for the constant battle, the constant fighting. You know, those two guys are on the offensive side of the ball. They felt like, you know, the conditioning-wise, they were fine, that they were, you know, had the wind in them still. And obviously the offense did a good job in overtime for the most part. But they did say that, you know, on a number that, you know, that the hardest part was to mentally flip the switch every time they thought the game was over, you know, and a couple different times with the fumble in overtime, the one second at the end of the game, they thought the game was over, and therefore, you know, mentally having to flip that switch was difficult. But he credits the conditioning by the, you know, strength and conditioning team that they constantly preached, you know, conditioning for overtime, and that paid off. But, you know, surprisingly, as difficult as it was, they were still very proud of their teammates and felt like, you know, they felt good about their effort tonight.
Jumbo, when Coach O got the early Gatorade bath, did you go back to Guy Morris and the Bluegrass Miracle?
100%. I was on the sidelines at that point, and I turned to a couple former Tigers that were standing next to me, and I said, that was just like Kentucky.
You can't do that.
That was just like Kentucky. And, you know, it was different than Kentucky, because in Kentucky, they did it with like 10 seconds left and was before the last play. In this case, they thought, you know, that the game was over. They thought that he'd thrown the interception, and, you know, and that was it. And it wasn't until, you know, way after the play that they started to realize that, wait a minute, he might have kneed on the ball, you know. So I kind of don't blame the team. I thought the Kentucky was more egregious. LSU had a couple plays left, whereas this one, they thought the play was over with, and so did I.
And Ronnie, yet another error by the officials. If his knee hit the ground, the clock would have kept running.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And everything worked against LSU from the targeting call. Everything went against LSU. The momentum, and look, but at the end of the day, you can't blame it on the official. LSU had six plays where they could have literally walked off the field, 3 on offense and 3 on defense. They had 3 plays inside the 8-yard line. If they score a touchdown, the game's over. I thought they went super conservative there, where, you know, hey, take your shots at the end zone. You got a chip shot field goal, but at least try to win it. They went ultra conservative on those 1st and goal at the 8. And then on defense, they had 3 separate plays where if they get a stop, the game is over, and they couldn't do it. They were 0 for 6, and that's the difference in the game.
Well, and I agree with you. You have to overcome the officiating. Yes, the officiating was poor. I think it's been poor in the SEC all season long, not just for the LSU Tigers. But you have to be able to overcome that. And Ronnie, you hit the nail on the head. There was opportunity to walk off the field with a W, jump on a plane and fly home. It didn't happen.
And Jumbo, we had a couple people say that they actually thought that John Chavis may have been in the stadium tonight.
That Russian 3, Ronnie, I mean, I don't know.
Prevent defense. And as you alluded to, Coach Ensminger, a touchdown lead and 3 horrible play calls, and then you know you've got at least a cinch field goal. And what they run Burrow like twice on that section of 3?
I mean, obviously there were some moments. That Burrow ran 2 touchdowns on quarterback, you know, whatever's in overtime, quarterback draws. But I mean, like, golly, they just went to the well one too many times. And to me, they went to the well too much with the quarterback draw in crucial situations. They went to the 3rd and long, when you got the ball for a chance to ice the game and you go quarterback draw. I'd rather give it to an athlete. But listen, there's woulda, coulda, shoulda. But here's the thing. Coach O said this, and he got a lot of heat after the Alabama game. LSU's got to get better in the trenches. And I'm telling you, they lost the game tonight because of the trenches. They got nothing out of the defensive line 90% of the time on pass rush. And look, if you're not going to rush the quarterback, at least freaking contain. And Rashard Lawrence had one play. The rest of the time, he was breathing heavy from the second quarter on. He was so out of shape.
Yep.
And, I mean, it was they got nothing. And then the offensive line, anytime the other team knew that LSU had to throw the football, they couldn't protect.
Yep.
And so an obvious 3rd and long situation, they absolutely couldn't protect. And so that's where LSU's got to get better, and they got to get better in a hurry because they're in the same division as Auburn, Texas A&M, and Alabama. You could be the 4th-place team in a hurry in the SEC West.
I don't think that the fans and the media are the only ones that ate too much for Thanksgiving. They had some bellies hanging over. And look, Rashard Lawrence is a great player, but he played 15 pounds over what he played last year. We know Tyler Shelvin just got under 350. Everybody wants to blame Tommy Moffitt. They got to get a little leaner and a little stronger and a little better at the offensive and defensive lines. But Lawrence has missed a lot of tackles. He hits them, but he can't hold on, and that happened on one of the touchdowns with Williams. He's got to get in better shape. I don't think any juniors could even consider coming out other than Greedy and Devin White.
No, I agree with you. I think those are the only two that come out. If they do come out, they're going to be disappointed on where they go. And look, LSU's got to go recruit. They got to go JUCO route. They got to establish some depth. They got to do that in a hurry, buddy. Because I'm telling you, that offensive defensive line against the premier programs, it's noticeable. And A&M did a better job of pass blocking. Mons had all day. 80% of the time, 90% of the time, he could have stayed back there as long as he wanted.
Hey, last one for Jumbo from me. Could you sense on the field that the team thought that they were getting shafted? And secondly, we had a lot of questions. Coach Ogeron was screaming his lungs out. Was that at Aranda? Could you tell why he was so spicy?
No, I didn't see what you're talking about on the, again, I was kind of near the tunnel on the sideline, so I didn't see that part. But no, I thought the team did a good job of rallying every time that, mentally on the sideline. Devin White was very, very vocal all game long, yelling at his teammates. Probably the most, weird the sidelines got, or the most animated was at the end of the game when Harris, didn't do a good job at safety there, playing Rover in the middle of the field. And, when he came to the sidelines, he had his head down. I saw Battle over there talking to him for 10 minutes. And that's where you probably saw the most out of the sidelines was at the end of regulation when they gave up that score. The sidelines was in shock and pretty upset.
Ronnie, tell us all about the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation as well as Sports Shorts.
Well, Sports Shorts, Saturday morning, Sports Shorts Radio, Saturday mornings from 10 to noon on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge. Sports Shorts TV, Saturday, Sunday, Monday nights right here on Pelican. It'll be spicy, as Buddy says. And, of course, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. We got a lot of great stuff happening in 2019. Les Miles, the new Kansas coach, going to be getting inducted. So go to lasportshall.com to be a part of that for more information.
Safe travels home. Jumbo, talk to you soon.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great morning.
All right. Let's take our final break, come back, put a wrap on it for you here at Scoreboards, tell you more about Scoreboards, and we'll wrap this thing up early in the morning. But we're here for you. We'll be right back.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope. and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Mm-hmm. Told you.
Calling right now.
We continue with the post-game show. A couple of minutes to go here. Appreciate everybody staying up late and checking it out. Facebook Live, all that good stuff. This repeats Sunday morning, 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m., or I should say a little bit later this morning. This will repeat for those of you that want to check it out. And, of course, there'll be plenty to talk about all week. Hey, Scoreboards on Sunday. All-day tailgate and barbecue. Very reasonably priced. You can get a plate, chicken, sausage, ribs, the side, the potato salad, the beans, or you can go the all-you-can-eat route. Kids are half price. Always family-friendly here at Scoreboards. On Coursey Boulevard between Sherwood Forest and Airline, right next to Anton's Fine Jewelers. Scoreboards Sunday. Saints don't play, but they will have other NFL games on. Probably be a replay of this game on somewhere as well. Let's final caller tonight, Kenny in Baton Rouge. Kenny, you're on the air.
Hi, how you guys doing this evening?
Hey, Kenny, what's up?
Well, y'all talk about the bad officiating. One call I haven't heard y'all talk about, and that was the Greedy Williams pass interference in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that was
to me. It looked like they blew the call.
TK
that was
mentioned
not
that,
interference at all. That's got to be a no call.
Kenny, look, you can always talk about a game where there are bad calls, but this one is going to take the cake.
And again, I'm being repetitive, but Kenny, pass interference, whether you like it or not, there's some subjectivity there. But illegal formation when you're clocking the ball, I'm still getting pictures of that sent to me. that's inexcusable for the ref crew to miss that. Pass interference, it's going to be judgment. Somebody's forward progress on them quarterback sneaks when you got about 2,000 pounds of human beings piled up there in one spot. It can be different. But that's also why you have replay to correct things, but you cannot use replay on pass interference.
So is there a love affair with Jimbo Fisher beginning here, just like Nick Saban?
Time will tell. Hey, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Kenny P.
Hey, buddy, we got a couple minutes to wrap this thing up. I want your comments real quick on Les Miles landing the Kansas job.
Glad for Les. I think that he will certainly open up the offense over there in the Big 12. He's probably going to go heavy with JC recruiting, bring in a bunch of guys in and throw it all around the yard. If they win 5 or 6 games, that'll be an improvement. They're excited about that. But once again, thank everybody coming out here, meeting Brian and seeing Carl the Cat.
They're still hanging with us.
All the people that came out here at Scoreboards, we appreciate that. And I want to watch the replay. So many things happened.
Well, you got to get home and get some sleep so you can get up and watch the replay.
I got to go to church at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, pretty incredible game. And look, to think that they got shafted or would have won 10, then you got to give Coach O props.
Go win the 10th in the bowl game.
And
speaking of that, Sunday, December 2, we'll know what bowl game LSU's in. And if there's a post-game show, we'll make an announcement about that. In years past, if they played on January 1, we didn't do a post-game show because there's games on and people are busy and all that. But we'll make a decision on that once we know what the game is. We'll put it out on social media, TV, radio, Tigers Roar. Other shows will promote it. Buddy and Jordy and I and Dave on the radio will take care of that. So once again, connect with Scoreboards on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Connect with Pelican Broadcasting as well, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Buddy, you got a few seconds for a final comment?
Hey, appreciate your job. You and I had
another 12
a lot of
games.
Fun. We hope to be back over here. Hang in there, Tiger fans. We'll talk about it on the local shows on Monday. And once again, just an incredible performance. We'll wrap it up and talk about it all next week.
Yeah, no question about that. We appreciate folks all year long. And we moved this thing over to Scoreboards here a couple of games ago. And bigger and better things planned at Scoreboards. Post-game show, more TV shows are coming on the sound stage here. Lots of plans for lots of things. It is holiday time. We know that. We understand that. Make sure you stop in at Scoreboards. Great bartenders, great staff. The guys in the kitchen do a good job. Connect on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget, you got to order the bread pudding. Right, buddy? Buddy,
yeah.
What you got, money for me?
No, I just got that from the referee. Hey, still won tonight, guys.
The Bud Man.
Hey, thanks for
74-72 in 7 overtimes. That's what you got from College Station. Thanks to everybody here at Scoreboards. Big crowd for the game. Carl and Brian hanging with us all night. Thanks to everybody at Pelican Broadcast. Most importantly, thank you for watching, listening, Facebook Live, and talk to you again soon.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.